Let's get on with the show, you guys. I was AWOL yesterday, and I apologize for that. I may have to speak slower, and and if I sound out of breath during the video, I'm running off of lower oxygen today. Battling what the doctor thinks to be double pneumonia, or at least walking pneumonia once again. However, I know the signs, and the treatment is to rest, drink lots of fluids. I mean, lots of fluids, because you get dehydrated very easily. Move. And then if I must, I have to go get a steroid injector, like an inhaler. But I don't want to, because, like I was telling Monique, that inhaler literally inflames my legs. And I don't know why, but I'm phobic for hospitals, you guys. Like, if you want to get sick, really sick, go to the hospital. I mean, unless it's life or death for me, I'm not going. I mean, when my kids had their babies, I didn't go. Yeah, I go against the grain that way. So before we go any further, I did go through all the comments, and these stickers, I don't know if I added another one in there, but I'm going to add a few extra bits to this prize. I did respond to HappyMakingwithJen. So Jen, congratulations. Please email me. I did check before I began. Sorry, guys. Before I began the video, it's quite late in the afternoon. I don't know. It's like 2:30. I went to film earlier today. I had like 40 minutes of what I thought to be footage, and I didn't check, as I should now. Oh, good. Is it filming? Yeah. Yeah, it didn't film, or it cut out, or whatever. I got like 23 seconds. And then another time I tried, I had 4 minutes. So after speaking for 40 minutes, I was like, that was it. And then I took a break and thought, okay, I gotta hydrate. I've gotta do some self-care. And now I'm back here. So, like, I have all these desires to be creative, you guys. The energy. So, Jen won the stickers. There was one other girl that put down that she'd love to be a part of the draw. Unfortunately, even though, like, I could have overlooked the being under the wrong video. Anytime I have a draw, you always have to go under the video. I think it's true for most draws, you guys. It's like this unwritten rule. However, now that you've heard it from me, like, I don't want to put it in my, like, I don't type crap in my description box all the time. I don't. First of all, typing with these nails, and I'm waiting for them to fall off. I've decided, like, they're coming off, and I'll just do them myself, because, like, yeah. It's hard for me to type. Most of the time, my fingertips get numb, especially now when my oxygen is at a low. So typing is hard for me on that. I'd asked 2 questions. I said, what was the quote? I don't want life to imitate art. I want life to be art. I had asked, who said it and in what movie? And it wasn't answered by the other girl. So Jen did respond correctly. She said it was said by Carrie Fisher. Well, in reality, Carrie Fisher wrote the book, and therefore that was translated into the movie script. But it was Meryl Streep who said it in Postcards from the Edge with Shirley MacLaine. Great, great movie, you guys. That was the first movie I ever saw in theaters by myself, and I'm glad I did. Being an introvert, even then, like going to the theater by myself was a really hard thing to do because I always thought I had to be, with somebody to go anywhere. So Meryl Streep actually said it to her roommate inside of a rehab center. And Carrie Fisher's book, Postcards from the Edge, is actually a true accountant from her point of view, with her mother being Debbie Reynolds. So that all being said, the other girl just said, I'd like to be included, but you have to actually answer the questions. So Gen 1, and I'll write down my email here, even though I wrote it under the comment for you. I went to look for it, and do you think I could find it? No, of course not. So here is my email. And I'll hold it up real close so you can snap that. Okay, you guys, and this email is for this channel only. I have several emails. So the artist within you at shaw.ca, it must be capitalized TAWY, okay, at shaw.ca, SHAW.ca. So they will be waiting. So there's so much that I want to do. I don't know where to start. But I was kind of walking through this book. I was going to give you a final flip of it. So I'm going to go really, really fast because I'm sure you guys are all sick of this book by now. But I really want to be done and dusted with this book so that I can take it off the table and move on, because there's just so many things. But I did promise a final flip. And I'm just going to move some of these pens out of the way. So that's how I did the back. My book is science fiction, you guys. Seriously. The wild is true. But even October. I mean, an octogram. That's 10, not 9. It's weird, right? Like our language doesn't reflect the true... Have you guys ever thought about that? How, like, September... Anyway, I get carried away. So, yeah, all of these things, I'm going to leave that. I put all of these... Let me just get up here. The interesting thing is I'm looking at F is for family, but F is for another word too, you guys, okay? So as you can see, it's like on this background here. Every once in a while, you kick your foot against the table and you want to say that word, right? I did, have this in there. I might take this out and use this in my binder because this imitates some calligraphy pens that I'm going to be showing you. And this actually was designed to be a charm. But you could, like, instead of throwing out your calligraphy pens. You could break them down and actually make charms out of them, you guys. So that's why I'm showing you that, okay? And then all of these little inserts. This is how I used to kind of junk journal too. But I mean, this isn't really junk because it's not stuff from the garbage. I did put a pocket in here with some cards. These are from Cloth and Paper. These were a gift from somebody I bought off of YouTube, so likely they'll come out. And I'm going to write a note to myself in here. I never did do that, but I like to do that in my books, is to make a pocket, put in a note, and sum up the month. And then autumn. I like the word autumn instead of fall. And then this flower. I got that on packaging, and I just cut the packaging to hide my raccoon babies. Everybody who knows me knows I love wildlife. This vellum all came, well, you know what, you guys? I've been over this book so many times. If you want to know where all this stuff is from, please refer to my other videos or just ask in the comments, because I feel like a broken record. So I'm just going to flip it real quick because I don't want to stay on here forever. This was my calendar, my sticker calendar, and it was a long book. It was 5 weeks. And at first there was like, it was really super, sorry you guys. First it was really pale, then I added some color. I added all of these. And here's the calendar here. It went from the 29th of September to, where is that pen? The 2nd of November. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks, this book. Devoted to reading, inclined to depend on book knowledge, and obsessively entangled in literal word. Okay, so I discern. I use the word discernment. So it says here, inclined to depend on book knowledge. I am not one of those people. And I have to define this very clearly for some people, because even though I read books, as I've grown older, I discern what's science fiction, what's fiction, etc. And in my personal opinion, regardless if it's an autobiography or if it's a novel or a children's book, most books, including the Atlas, are in part, if not fully so, fiction. And that's from deep research. So many people can ask me about that if you want, but please ask me through my email or through DM on Instagram, and I'd be happy to explain myself to you minimally. But we all hold our thoughts, okay? So this one here, I don't fully agree in. There are some books that I do, but I have yet to find a book that tells the truth all the way through. Obsessively entangled in literal, please excuse me, literal, whatever, word, no. And devoted to reading, no. So even though I have this in here, and and I have a huge amount of books. I have so many books that I know that in the world, the people that write history are the winners of the battle. I know this. I served. I know this. So it's very important to question everything. Very important. That's where I stand on that. And I point that out because this is in my book. So I don't want people thinking, well, this is what I believe if it's in my book. No, I actually have this in my book to remind myself why it's in here. And this picture in itself, like, you know, folks, people used to say to me, like when I watched movies or read books or questioned things, to take my brain out and just enjoy it. And I've never been able to do that because I've been told by my grandpa, like on my father's side, to question everything. And because of that, I do. And I don't just question it, I research the snot out of it. Moving on. I did this page here. Stickers, pencil crayons, as we call them in Canada. And then here I did just a 5-week book. And here I put 2 and 3 together, simply because I only had 4 of these stickers. And it says, just stay brave and find your wild. Very important. And I think find your wild also means be okay with yourself. And then here's week 1, which is tabbed at the bottom, right there. And I used these from the old Planner Society. I couldn't believe I had some left, but it worked out really well. And I put these flower stickers here from the Planner Society. I won't get too much into it. See, and I don't know why, but I need the corners snipped. Like that. Like it just bothers me not to have them. And the funny thing about this is about 7.5 years ago, I came across a YouTuber. No, it wasn't Robin, because I was the one that actually left this brand in Robin's from Talks From Your Heart. I was the one that recommended this to her. And she recommended it to all sorts of people, and I'm sure this company got very wealthy on that recommendation. But I was watching another journaler, and it was so funny because that individual had like maybe 138 subscribers. And it's amazing to me how somebody with such a small account can influence so many people into following the trend. It just amazes me. And this thing has held up for 7.5, maybe close to 8 years. Yeah. And all you need to do is put aluminum foil in there and it sharpens it. So yeah, Robin from Talks From the Heart, I will put her in the description. I better write a note. Like, if I don't write a note about this, like, I seriously will forget all these people. Okay. I used to watch Robin all the time. And I'm not saying I don't know. It's just, like, I try to watch, like, 2 or 3 different people a week. Like, just to see if that show up in my algorithm, just to see if it's a fit for me. everybody only has so much time, right? These, I put daily gratitudes. And what these are Power Thought Cards by Louise L. Hay, a 64 card deck. And you guys, these are wonderful if you can find them, because they talk about I am. As I say yes to life, life says yes to me. Yes. And this one has a house, so I really like that. What I love about these cards is that they are attempting to remove fear. I think fear is the world's hugest illness. And they were copyrighted 1999. And I say that because fear is anxiety, and I've suffered from this. I suffer from it. And I fight it because I think, hey, I can't change what I can't change. So I live in the now as much as possible. I try to be present. I've actually, even lately, not been listening to music or anything as I putter around and do chores. I'm just unplugged, because I feel like there's a cord attached to a wall and that I'm chained to it somehow. And I'm missing out on noticing things that I used to notice all the time. And I also find it very difficult to unplug, which tells me I'm too addicted. Now, if you are not like me, you are way ahead, like, of the curve. Like, but I know that I have an addictive personality. So that's why I like those cards. So I use those for my gratitude. And then in here, wherever I put Alice in Wonderland, I also put other things. So do you see here, this is art, and these are pastels and art. I'm reminding myself that I have other hobbies, and I love art. In fact, on Tuesday, my daughter came over. You guys heard that video where she said, "Hello, Mom." One of the big things was in my garage, which is huge, I wanted my art studio set up out there. And there's only one plug-in. So I have emergency kits, I have an art area, and I have my rebounder. And if you don't know what a rebounder is, it's a mini trampoline, and mine has a handlebar on it because I have no balance. So I just bounce, which helps with my circulation. So instead of a walking pad, I have a rebounder out in my garage. And all I have to do is 3 to 5 minutes on that thing because it works so well for circulation and muscle toning and whatever. So then down here I put some song lyrics. Now, I'm also looking deeper into songs. So this one is The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. One of my favorite songs is The Boxer from Simon and Garfunkel. And if you know that song, you know what I'm talking about. And I thought I put it in here somewhere. Yeah, The Boxer. And it starts out, I am just a poor boy, though my story's seldom told. I have squandered my resistance for a pocket full of mumbles, such as promises. All lies and jest. Still a man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. So if you know that song, The Boxer, yeah. And then The Sound of Silence is probably Simon and Garfunkel's biggest, like, song. Paul Simon, who was in the Beatles. So that's what I chose to write there. And then here, I did 2 more songs. And then I did Everybody Hurts by REM. REM is another band that I really, really, really enjoyed listening to. Like Losing Your Religion. That's a big song from them. And then, but Everybody Hurts. I like that. When your day is long, the night is yours alone. When you're sure you've had enough of this life, well, hang on. Don't let yourself go, because everybody cries. You know, like, so I chose to put music lyrics, and they're very important because when I'm writing a story, it has a soundtrack. And sometimes I'll listen to the music before I write, or I'll write down the songs. And as I'm writing that scene, I'll listen to that song, and that brings that emotion forth. So I'm giving a bit of tips and tricks of kind of my writing and how I do it. Because I've been asked that, DM that a couple of times. Oh, probably more than that. So let's see here. Sorry, you guys, I'm just struggling with a little bit. I got to get some fluids down me. I was hoping to be faster on the flip through, but again, you know, pause, go top up your tea or your coffee. I'm just here in the background of your life, you guys, and I hope you enjoy. If there's anything that you want to see me do, I'm going to try to do it. I really want to film more today, so there might be 2 videos today. If I have the breath to do it, or one might actually just be silent. Like Monique has said, like, Mel, just film silently. And she's done it quite a bit, and I do find it super relaxing, especially hearing all the paper crinkle in the background and the pages, how they crinkle, and just, I don't know, like AMSR, like fake ASMR, you know, when they're really like amplifying the sounds deliberately, I don't like that. But when it's a natural progression of doing the tape, the stickers, the page turning, just the sound of like the book, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, like it just, the sound of pen on paper when a book is finished, like, it's just lovely. And I apologize if I slurp or in any way drink offensively. So oftentimes I will, do I have glue? Yeah. Because these glues, they say they're like permanent, but look at this, folks, like they come up. So I don't know. So these were my trackers. I didn't start this book until the 18th of the month. 18 days had passed in October. And I probably filmed more on this particular book than any other to show the progression of this book, to say, hey, you know, if you've got a planner and you're really behind, that's okay. Because I'm going to show you what I do. And hopefully you can see you don't have to hold yourself to any standards. You are not alone. I took magazine clippings here. It needs a bit of tape. Again, I don't believe that tape is permanent, so we're going to just taper down. My books probably weigh, I don't know, this one weighs about a good 1.5 pounds. These have just like cuts out bits from papers or like magazines, and I did track my steps. This week was pretty good for steps for me. And sleep. So I probably started getting pneumonia or getting sick early, just like in 2023. They figured I had pneumonia probably 2 months before it really like knocked the crap out of me. So we're trying to prevent that now. But what that means is if somebody else comes down with a cold and I'm exposed to it, it gets worse. And as it turned out, last week I went to my appointment and my therapist had been ill the day before, and we only sit like 4 feet apart. So she seemed fine, but my immune system is shot. So, okay. I don't know why I taped that all the way up, because it's supposed to be like a curtain of jewelry. There we go. And then this is the acetate that I showed you, the black acetate. And this is what I went to film doing in that 40 minutes. And of course, you guys, like, yeah, it just didn't film it. So I figured that would be a good spot to put it because of the darkness of it. And I love interactive books. This was a paint swatch. I think I used up the other black one in here too. I hope I did anyway. Let me just check. No, I have one more. Because that would kind of look really good here too. Okay, so let's do that. For a long time, I've been trying to figure out where to put this. Oh, now I made it too short. Oh, well. Hopefully I don't lose my voice, you guys. I might just have to do things quietly and flip, okay? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be quiet. Otherwise, the camera's going to have to go off. Because I don't know that I'm going to be able to rescue my voice. But you'll be able to see what I've done. And I'll try to put my head close to the microphone. Because I'm not wearing, like, headphones. Okay, how did that turn out? See, I like that there, and it's so funny because that one seems crooked now. Oh well, doesn't matter. But doesn't doesn't that like really beef up that painting we did underneath? And we did this all together, like all those videos, you guys, on this book. Like if I had more energy, I'd like connect them all below, but you can see them all. Like you just have to go back in my videos. You'll see everything to do with this Stalogy. And of course, this system is from Monique at monikiwrites. Okay. The only thing different is that like I do art in it. Like you know, like she has a wonderful system. Like everything in her system is like beautiful, but I do more like scrapbooking and like this interactive thing. But it takes a lot of time. And then I thought about putting something big here, but I didn't because there's something here. And then you'll see, sorry, I'm just trying to get my voice. Wondering. Where are you? Oh, these nails are driving me crazy. See, I like that there. I don't know why. Kind of ruins it, but there is words on it. But what I was saying is all the dates, you're going to notice that I didn't feel like talking much last month. So having the pictures really represents me going within myself and deciding, why don't I just represent how I actually was? Instead of writing, I was just, wasn't putting words to anything. I was just being in the moment. And sorry, you guys. I've done quite a bit of talking already today, so so this is really a great representation. I love houses. I love nature. I love animals. So I put down the things that bring me joy. Good times. One word. I put thank you for your support. This is for you guys. Even though I got this way back from Hubman and Chub Girl for stickers. But the thank you for your support is for you guys. So here's the Tuesday, and I wish I had something to go in here, and I probably do. Let's see if I do without crashing everything to the floor. Let's see what I can do here. Again, there's words. see what we're gonna do. Let's see if we do that. And I'm showing you this for those of you that don't have printers or access. Like you could take a magazine, like from a grocery store. There's several, like Sam's Club or Costco or whatever. And just cut out words. And so what I'm going to do is just cut out the bits that will underline that and be creative. It is the weekend. You might have time to just chill, do some planning. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I just love to have people on in the background and plan away. Sometimes I mute because it's nice to look up and see somebody there, you know? Let's see how we can do this. Okay, that was an error on my part because I cut it too thin. Okay. Remember, these are your books. You can do whatever you want in them. Let's see what we got here. There's Dina Wakley. I like that picture. In fact, I have books by her that I really want to use. But it's okay. I'm sure there'll come a time when I do it. Oh, look at that mug with the hummingbirds. I like that too. So this is how I kind of make my own quote-unquote stickers. Not that I need to, because, yeah. So where are we gonna do this? Are we gonna do this here and here? Yeah, maybe. Okay. And I think up there I need to like probably doodle or something. I don't know. But this is what you do. This is what I do, I should say. I'm sorry, you guys. Sometimes I speak as if I'm a teacher, and like I am, but I'm not your teacher, you guys. My official, I don't know if you ever caught that, but I was called Mother Goose as an official radio name in the military. And that is because my tendency is to train or to coach people into finding their light, their true light, not just this fake hope of a light, but that actual real light. And know that as long as you're doing your absolute best and you're a good human, a kind human, and like, then nobody has the right to ask more from you, ever, ever, ever. And nobody should anyway. You are your own person. So this now needs a picture. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got some crayons here. So we'll put those there. Keep in mind, this was all just from one little page of a magazine that would have probably ended up in the landfill. Let's see, do we want to put her again? I don't think so. And let's put this. Okay. So let's get you out of there. And you out of there. And yeah, I take time to do this stuff, and it is time people don't have for one little piece. But you know, oftentimes when I want to play in a book and I don't know which book to play in, I'll go back and play in something that's old. So I might have done a flip through, but then if I was to flip through it again, I don't know, down the road, like a year or two, you would see massive changes in it, because I'd come along and said, oh, hey, I can use this here and this here, and, you know, this occurred to me here, and then I would take a pen. What are we doing for time? And I'm just gonna you can do any pattern you want. I don't claim to be an expert or very good. I just enjoy having my hands busy. And creating, and not to please anybody else, just to just for the pure joy of it. you're going to hear the boys playing. They love to come up to my unit and play because I have a big kind of yard. And I let them play in it because they're good kids, and I'd rather them play. Like, I'm so happy that they're like not plugged in all the time. That absolutely. You know, when I lived in military housing, I had the only like hill in the area, and at one point I went out and got this fence because I really wanted a garden. And I got this like chain link fence, I guess they're called. And I was going to have it put down to outline my space and to have a garden. I really wanted to grow my own stuff, and we had lots of deer and raccoons and stuff like that. And at that point, like, I was so busy with life that I never really took notice of anything except for this. I knew that I prioritized, you know, the kids more than I prioritized my space. So I am so glad I didn't do that, because when it snowed, the kids got to go down the hill, and I made hot chocolate, and the kids would come and get hot chocolate and snacks, and I knew all their folks, and it was just wonderful, like absolutely wonderful. There, that goes there like that, I think. Okay, let's give her some tape. Do I have? Yeah. So I ended up giving the fence to my neighbor on the other side of me, who did grow vegetables, and you know, she gave me some. So it worked out well. And I often watched her daughter, or took Robin to her dance recitals. Robin liked to come over. We used to have dance parties on Friday nights, and I had a really like strong wooden coffee table, and the kids would like, we'd do karaoke, and the kids would stand on this wooden, it was like a platformed coffee table. That coffee table was antique. You couldn't break it. And it ended up going to my middle daughter. She asked me if she could get rid of it. And since I got a new one, well, not new, but there's a moving company, like a staging company across the street, and they gave me this beautiful couch. My couch is like top of the line. They gave me my coffee table. It's amazing what they've given me, because I'm up all night and I've watched their I've watched the building over there and made sure it was safe. And anyway, they've given me a lot. So anyway, my daughter asked me about the coffee table. I didn't have a space for it. Nobody else wanted it. And so I said to her, yeah, go ahead and get rid of it if you want. Like, so now I don't want to linger too long here, you guys. I tend to get caught up in my storytelling. And don't actually finish what I'm doing. So let me finish what I'm doing. Okay. So as you can see, I haven't really done much. These are from designer stickers. So I'm going to take scissors and cut the designer. Oh, by the way, I started like decorating. Just slow. My youngest daughter's already got up her tiny little tree, and I just put up my wreath on my front door. Okay, so you need to come right down. So I had to put new batteries in the light part of it. Oh goodness, can I? But now they're on. And they'll last forever because they're de-energizer, but they're the super energizers. Okay, come on you. I know that you're a sticker, so if it doesn't want to come right now, it won't. Okay, I'll do that later. So I'll just flip. So it's like I like having these is the point. I like having the flip throughs in the middle. And then here it needs a little something, so I'm just gonna just put that down there. We're only on October 2nd here, you guys, so I'm gonna have to this one too needs to be, even though I don't want to cut into anything. This one was done. This one I just chose to put B. Do you need anything more than that? And then here, these are from somebody else's journal pages in an art magazine. But I love the fact that they're dated, these odd dates. And I love the fact that this is of the same. So like it's a house, but it used to be something else. Same with here. All of this is interactive. They come up. Come here. I guess I got tape on it. Be a nice human. This could have something behind it, but it doesn't. Will that affect anything? Probably not, but let's see what I've got here. Let's give it some color. Does that work? Yeah, it kind of ties into that. Okay. Then this is like another bee. What are you guys seeing? You see the whole thing? I always stand up when it's just about the hour mark. We're only on week 2, you guys. But again, that's like probably my most simple page. And this is probably very symbolic to me too. Simply because it's so simple and yet it's right there in front of me. So these are like my morning thoughts, or whenever I get to the book. Again, more of the Louise Hay cards. These were, see, these were like glued in, but I need more water, you guys. And I know it's a longer video, but I wonder, this Thursday and Friday up front and center. Tuesday and Wednesday is what I need. Let's see. Obviously, I didn't do any of that because remember, it was 18 days before I got to anything. Here is the wallpaper. I like it because of the window. And you notice I put kiss because you should love yourself. But I took off the last S because keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. And maybe it's a selfie. I don't know. And they're all crooked. All of them are crooked. All different patterns, sizes, shapes, colors, whatever. And then here we are. I was looking at these vellum, and I was thinking that that would look good over there, but I'm wrong. About there. That looks good. And then I also put these James Burke stickers from his Patreon, which he's not doing anymore, sadly. On the outside, this is the intro to the dailies of the 6th to the 12th. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing there, except Laura gave me that vellum. I put it down. I think she gave me this vellum too. These stickers are Happy Planner. This was from Daphne's Diary. There's nothing there. But again, it's very easy to just make the page how you want to. This one I'd started to do with you guys. Remember the Alice in Wonderland and what it represents? I'll come along with pen and do this after. That's October 8th. This was a variety of magazine clippings. We're able to break free from limiting beliefs at any age. Remember that, you guys. Very important. Again, more magazines, but there's still nothing there. Look at that, October 11th, absolutely nothing. 12th, I'm in a kind of, this represents me thinking, which was probably, you know, don't think if you don't have to. Let's go back a page with this. I don't know where that came from, but wherever it came from. And then there's a blank page and week 3. And again, the same. This morning would be thoughts, positive mantras. I don't know, I went number crazy. I put every day is an important day, so no day is ever going to be forgotten here under my what is important today. And yet, don't ask me what that was all about. I don't know. And yet, yeah, I guess that was my way of saying forget chores. I'm just not doing them. Same with that week. Sunday the 19th, I had a list in my brain dump. There's a house. And then finally, here is some tracking. Here is the weekly. The food log didn't really do much. More paints, instant inspiration. I can't speak, you guys. Journey, soul, passions remembered. I love this. And I love that too. These 2 pages are like of my fave. Can I put, I wonder if I can put something. Let's just put that in there. Now, there. Just so I can go back and in the corners I've got all of these little page numbers for indexes later. Embracing the blues. When I thought I was going through like depression, but actually I was transitioning. There's like a difference. And that's why I think that this book is really important, because it would happen in the one like season where I'm not comfortable. But I really think that subconsciously became important, because when you embrace your dark side or the dark side of anything and you face it, you're not afraid anymore. You're seeing things for the first time. And I learned a lot this last month by doing less this way. I had the book, but I kept what was important. Like, for example, I have 2 leaves that's why I did all these leaves that I found outside, and I flattened them. I just have to add them to like the laminator. Put them in here. And then we're at week 4. I know many of you have seen these parts, but I wanted to do a flip in its entirety. I love this picture because it just feels like me some days, like when I'm up, because I'm outside my front door all the time looking for the wild things. And then this says, go hashtag VE yourself. Love, live, laugh, I don't know. Again, the tracker, the weekly. This one had the chores. I loved this picture too, which is just a belly band. So what can I put in a belly band? I don't know, maybe Alice herself? But then if I was going to put Alice in there, why don't I put Alice here? Because this whole month, I was doing some research. And really, like, it was really eye-opening and really good for me too. But then I took a step back too, and you just let it go. So for the first time ever, I didn't let my research hit me and affect me in such a way that was impactful emotionally, because I do. Not this month. And I said, nope, not this time. So I'm just going to speed ahead to where I was. And then this part is the dailies. Is that? Big old mess of things. So as you can see, you guys, like lots of empty pages. I just embrace them. They're not done. I mean, I'll come back and do more, but for you guys, this is the last time you'll see this book. Because otherwise I'll be on it too long. And I wanted to do so much more. But because of my voice and my energy now, if I come on later, it'll be when I've recovered from speaking this long. And this is the last week too. That was how the paint session turned out. That was the end of the magazine. I love that. And again, my when my nails had gotten done and where they are now, like Yeah. Reading gives us some place to go when we have to stay where we are. And then here's where I was scribing, you guys. I didn't get too far because I'll show you very quickly. That's all I've done there. And then here is commonplace. Inside of here, I've got some journaling. You can see right in there. And then commonplace at the back. And then that was the last page. So let me just show you why I didn't scribe very long. Because I ended up doing really in-depth soap studies. So what I did was I read all the section all the way, okay, and then I've come back again and I scribed a part of it, and then I broke down everything that I didn't understand, including like what's been changed. So the word firmament is not in this book. So I ended up either having to pay $5,000 for a 1600 century, like a 17th century Bible, or get the Ethiopian Bible in its entirety of 88 chapters. This is 66 chapters. You know, 22 of them have been missing. And so I've ordered that. I'm waiting for that to come in, and it has all those extra chapters in it, and they're pertinent, and I want to know about them. So I've gone over this book a number of times, but this time I'm going through it with a different set of eyes. And every time I do go through this book, it's with a different set of eyes. And this time I'm going deep. So this is why I haven't scribed a whole lot, because I am digging. And there's lots missing. And the minute I understood that, how much was missing, whereas I didn't really pick up on that before, I want to know why. And so this will conclude this book. In this case, can hear you. And you hear that? My keys sound like that too, you guys, because like I need a bell. It's like, well, I was born as a Leo, so maybe cats just like bells. I don't know, but like everything seems to ring like a bell. And there she is. I know this video is long, but this book is now done and dusted for the shelves. I got that saying, by the way, from Courtney Diaz, and I was always like tempted to use it, never used it before. So thank you all for watching and for your patience, and I hope you enjoyed this. And for Jen, Happy Making with Jen, please get a hold of me at theartistwithinyou@shaw.ca with your full name and address, please. Okay? And if you don't get a hold of me, well, that's it. I'm not doing a second draw. Like, I gave up on doing that some time ago because it just goes on and on and on and on. And like, I just don't do that. So remember, everyone, we are all perfectly imperfect. And you are all loved, needed, and wanted far, far more than you will ever know. And I mean that. Please know that I am highly appreciative and thankful and blessed to have you all in my lives. And I know this is a long-winded video, but I hoped you enjoyed the flip and, or I should say the flip of this A5 Stalogy, in case you're wondering. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you don't watch anything else I post, or hopefully I do post, I've been trying to get to the comments. Maybe you've seen that. So thank you very much, everyone. And again, if you want to know about the full system in its entirety, I'll leave Monique's link in the description below. And if you want to see how I started this book, there are many of my past videos that show that. Okay, everybody. Bye for now.